This is another session of the subject of Harbour and Engineering. From today's session onwards, we will be learning the new chapter, that is port amenities and navigational aids. So basically, this chapter is classified into two portions. That is, one is the port amenities and second are the navigational aids. So basically, port amenities are those structures, those things which are useful at the specific harbor or port, and navigational aids are the various aids which are helpful at the time of navigating for a navigator. So first of all, we will be learning about the port amenities and then we will be learning about navigational aids. So in today's session, let us learn about the port amenities. So the first topic which we will be learning is ferry. Ferry is a word which we might have come across previously, but here we will be talking in short regarding the technical significance of the word. Ferry is a boat or ship used to carry primarily passengers. That is, the basic focus is on carrying passengers in a water body, and sometimes it can also be used to carry vehicles or cargo or commodity. So basically the focus is on movement of passengers, but sometimes even vehicles or cargo or commodity can be transported. Most ferry operates on regular, frequent return services. That is basically that is the duration as to what is the frequency of specifically the ferries might be varying, but mostly they operate on regular basis. They are also known as water bus or water taxi. Next term is Ro-Ro ferry. Now, firstly, the full form is roll on, roll off ferry. So, ferry is a word which is common in the previous slide. Only the new term added is Ro-Ro, which is roll on or roll off. So, roll on, roll off ferries, they are basically larger as compared to the normal ferry, named for the ease by which the vehicles can board and leave. That is, the rolling of vehicles into the ferry, rolling of vehicles outward from the ferry. So here basically, along with the movement of passengers, the movement of vehicles also take place. So they can be rolled on by using the plank, and they can be rolled off by the use of the plank from a vehicle, that is from the ship to the surface. So that is the meaning of the word Ro-Ro ferry. So as I previously told that port amenities deals with various facilities which are useful at the port. So now we will be discussing one by one the various port amenities. First is the ferry sleep or transfer bridge. Ferry sleep is a specialized facility that receives a ferry boat. So its function to the point is receiving a ferry boat that can be carrying passengers or vehicles or cargo or commodity. A ramp is installed at the ferry sleep called as apron. Now basically ramp is a connection between the ship or boat and the point where the loading unloading operation is to be carried out, that is loading unloading of passengers or cargo or commodity. So that platform and the ship are connected through the ramp, which is termed as apron. So ramp is adjustable to accommodate varying water heights, that is as per the fluctuation in height of water level, the ramp can be adjusted as well, and ferry loadings and to move it out of the way during approach and exit. So depending upon the loading, that is how much tonnage is the cargo or commodity, depending upon it the ramp can be adjusted, and also it can be moved out of the way while the ship something is approaching or leaving the port. So basically the ramp is adjustable depending upon the condition of water height or depending upon the situation, that is if something is sort of approaching or leaving the entrance channel, and depending upon the tonnage which is being handled. Next are the floating landing stages. So landing stage basically deals with a sort of platform which can be provided for the purpose of landing of cargo or commodity or passengers, and floating board is used as that platform will be above the surface of water. So it is a platform which is used for purpose of loading, unloading people and goods. That is the meaning of the word. Landing stage, from ocean going vessel including boat and ship. So the ship or vessel which are leaving or which are arriving at that particular port, the purpose is the loading, unloading of people and goods, and basically the platform being above the water surface is termed as floating landing stages. Landing stage may also house custom warehouses, that is the custom, it is the specific, we can say, terminal point where the taxation work is being done on goods. So the custom department can be there, immigration offices can be there, or any other government facility can be housed on the floating landing stage. They can also have things like tourist information centers. So basically the landing stages can have certain facilities as the customs, immigration or government facility or any tourist information center. And this is a view for a small floating landing stage. This is a very small size floating landing stage, basically connecting the terminal point with a sort of a platform where the loading, unloading of cargo or commodity or passengers can be done. Next important topic is transit shed. Now basically the purpose of transit shed is the short-term storage of cargo or commodity. So that is the purpose, and a warehouse is for long-term storage of cargo or commodity, which we will be learning after this topic. So basically this is the view. It is a truss-like structure. The cranes are placed for the loading, unloading operation of cargo or commodity. So first of all, the cargo or commodity will be unloaded on the platform, and from the platform they will be transferred to the transit shed, and at the time of removal from transit shed they will be transferred to the platform, and from the platform it will be transferred to the ship or vessel. Trucks, this basically indicates the communication facility, that is the roadway communication facility. So trucks are for the communication, that is for the movement of cargo or commodity which have been unloaded at the port and to carry them at that specific destination. So this is just a general view for transit shed. Next again, this is the same view, that is for transit shed. The vessel or ship which is carrying the cargo or commodity which are supposed to be transferred to the transit shed. So they will be unloaded by the crane on the platform and transferred to the transit shed, and by the use of the road communication facility, or there can be rail connection, or there can be use of conveyors, they can be transferred to the specific destination. Now let us discuss a few features regarding the transit shed. So they are covered temporary structures located adjacent or on the pier or wharf for temporary storage of cargo. That is the purpose. Main word is the temporary word, that is for short duration, and basically they are placed adjacent to the loading, unloading marine terminal facility, that is pier or wharf or quay. The reason being placed adjacent is that as near the transit shed is to the loading, unloading platform, easier will be the transportation of goods. Purpose, so these are the basic purposes of transit shed: to protect the cargo or commodity from rain, sun, cold, dust, that is the weather basically. So giving protection to the cargo from various weather condition. To protect cargo from damage or theft. So make sure that the cargo or commodity which has been unloaded remains protected. To separate and stack the individual consignments. That is depending upon the nature of the cargo or commodity, they are bifurcated. Also, the cargo or commodity which is to be cleared first is kept near to the exit. Those which have to be kept for a prolonged time are kept far away from the exit. So basically staking, that is sort of piling the cargo or commodity. So depending upon the nature and depending upon its use, the cargo or commodity are piled up, are stacked one above the another in various bifurcations. Storage of goods discharged from vessel and awaiting clearance through the customs. So the cargo or commodity on which the taxis have to be levied, so and which are awaiting clearance from the custom departments are also kept in the transit shed until the work is completed. Storage of goods arriving by land and awaiting export. So that cargo or commodity which has to be exported and which are awaiting the clearance are also kept in the transit shed. So these are basically the various purposes of transit shed. The columns, platforms in shed should occupy less area and are kept to a minimum. So basically the reason here is that once the column is constructed or the platform is constructed, that much amount of area will not be useful for stacking up the cargo or commodity. So that much area will not be useful while we are sort of placing the cargo or commodity in the transit shed. So that should occupy minimum area. The desirable dimension for the transit shed are basically the length, that is the range 120 to 160 meter, and width 60 to 100 meters. So this is basically the range for the transit shed, which is a truss-like structure. Generally, one or two stories, depending upon the condition. So how much amount of cargo or commodity is to be handled, depending upon the importance of the port. The number of stories are decided, but mostly single story transit shed are constructed. So basically this is the view for a transit shed, that is for short term storage of cargo or commodity. So here the transit shed are kept in succession to each other, that is adjacent to each other. Next, this is the warehouse, whose purpose is the long term storage of cargo or commodity. It is also a sort of larger structure as compared to transit shed. So again here the vessel or ship has been shown, and crane, that is for loading unloading of cargo or commodity, which are transferred to the warehouse. Again roadway, that is the communication facility for transferring the cargo or commodity to the destination, and grain subway, that is subway which is beneath the land surface, and it is specifically when bifurcation or allocation is done for food products. If at a specific port the food products to be handled are more, then the conveyor facility can be provided, which will continuously carry the cargo or commodity to the warehouse. So it is a connection between the loading unloading platform and the warehouse. So most of all the labels are same as transit shed. So the difference is in purpose, that is warehouse is for long term storage of cargo or commodity. So basically these are the few features regarding warehouse. Permanent structure usually provided on shore or directly behind transit shed for relatively long term storage of cargo, as I told, and it is provided behind transit shed. So the cargo or commodity from the transit shed, which have to be stored for a longer duration, are transferred through pipes or through conveyor belts from transit shed to the warehouse. So that is the reason we providing it behind transit shed. Made of RCC, timber frame, and siding with roofing covering of appropriate roofing material. So generally made of RCC, sometimes of timber. Appropriate roofing material is used for covering so as to protect the structure, that is the cargo or commodity, from the weather condition. Should be light in weight and fire resisting, that is the materials which are used in construction should be fire resistance and as much light as possible for ease in carrying out the construction. Should be adjacent to pier or wharves to be served. So this point is same as transit shed, that is being adjacent the various transportation facilities which would be needed will be removed, because if it is far away from the marine structures, then different transportation or communication facility will be needed for carrying the cargo or commodity from pier or wharf to the warehouse. So it is placed as near as possible. Road and rail services are provided at the back and front of warehouse with road at the end. So this is basically the communication facilities which are provided. Next, this is the view for warehouse. That is here the cargo or commodity have been stacked up, have been piled up, and various bifurcations are done depending upon the nature of the cargo. Next are the cold storage. So as the word used is cold, So basically this will be related to maintaining a low temperature for the storage of cargo or commodity. Here the purpose is storage of perishable materials, that is one which could be deteriorated, the quality could be deteriorated if not maintained in a specific temperature range. So fruits, green vegetables, fish or eggs, basically these are the more or less commodities which are handled in the cold storage. Food items which require refrigeration are to be shipped by refrigerated goods. So as a certain range of temperature has to be maintained, so at the time of carrying the food items, refrigerated goods are used and again they are transferred to the cold storage. Maintenance of correct temperature, that is the range of temperature, they have to be maintained at a certain low temperature. Circulation of air and humidity are of great importance to maintain the quality. So to make sure that the quality is not deteriorated, the air circulation, humidity and certain range of temperature is kept in mind, otherwise it will affect the quality of the food. This is the view for cold storage. So basically maintaining the temperature range and maintaining the quality of food products. Next are the aprons. So they are basically the open space left immediately in front of a berth. So the adjacent space which is left in front of the berth, that is the apron, required for loading unloading of cargo from vessel. The space for loading and unloading of cargo. Width of apron depends upon various factors like what is the cost of construction, so how much amount of is available for the constructing apron, operation which will be done on the apron, what sort of operations are to be carried out on the apron, and need of handling the cargo. So what is the need depending upon what sort of cargo is supposed to be handled, what sort of cargo is supposed to be carried on the apron. The width will depend upon it. Width is basically 10 meter for the light traffic and 25 meter for the heavy traffic. That is the, if more number of commodity are to be transferred, 25, and less commodity, then it is 10 meter. So this is the view for apron, that is the space which has been left in front of the berth. So that's it for this session. In this session we have studied about various port amenities, that is various structures which are useful in a port. In the next session we will be learning about the various navigational aids.